Yo, 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 is the stream working? Is the stream working? Yo, Num is in the chat. What's up, Num? Good to see you, Num. Thank you so much for stopping in, Num. Thank you so much, Num, for participating in my Discord and being there for me and supporting me all these years and being a good friend, Num. Thank you so much, man. All right. YouTube says excellent condition. Back. Was it a good 15-minute stream? Dude, I was so amped up. And I was so, like, ready to stream, and I'm so ready to get back. And then my freaking internet crashes out, like the junky freaking internet that it is. I'm pro lecture fan. Thank you, Num. Thank you. We're back, boys. We're done gaming. I always forget about Discord. Yeah, Altair. We're pretty active on there in terms of the general chat on my Discord's pretty active. It's pretty fun. Let me read through some of chats. Sorry guys, I had to not. Oh yeah, guess that was hilarious. That little video clip of Destiny saying, "Yeah, this is an insurrection, but some insurrections are good." That was hilarious. Aerial Party, what's up, Aerial Party? I don't know if you're here. Don't they get more federal funding for each illegal they claim to have on the census? Yeah, Dallas Buzz in the house. AZ Packer was here. They also get more congressional districts, which help. Honestly, you think the thugs are caring about a California curfew? Do they have a California curfew tonight? Yo. Always forget about your old IT person, Altair, with the W recommendation. Yeah, Altair. Thank you, Altair. Turned it off and turned it back on. It looked like it worked, huh? It does look like that worked. Dude, how does that always work? Here's the thing, Altair. Yeah, I haven't streamed for like 2 weeks. And so, yeah, my router's been on that entire time, of course. And, you know, it is what it is. So let me see. I guess I can bring up. Let me bring up like the Fox News live now from Fox. This is a pretty good one.
Scream as immigrants in this country. We love this country.
Okay, here's what I was saying. Like, here's my big takeaway, right? Here's my big takeaway from what's going on in California and what Gavin Newsome has said and what Mayor Bass has said. To me, this is a turning point. This is a turning point where Democrats have now gone officially on the record as truly believing in totally open borders and totally rejecting all federal laws and regulations regarding citizenship and who's an American, who's not, and what's the government's job is to protect Americans or not. The Democrats have gone full-blown now on they support illegal aliens more than the American citizens, actual citizens. They are fighting harder for illegal aliens than they fight for the American citizens. They have now gone on record as officially saying we don't support any federal laws on immigration or border. These people are psychopaths. They're destroying our country. The fact of a border and citizenship is one of the most important elements that define a country, and these Democrats have now gone full-blown. They hate America. They're trying to destroy America, and they're going after one of the most important elements that makes up the definition of a country. And this is insane. All right, sorry guys, I'm clip farming. Sorry, clip farming there. Moon Reaper says, as the generation who's going to have to pick up the pieces of this country when inevitably burns down, it's quite terrifying how divided we are politically. These people Trump are going there 100% illegally. Mind you, there's some people that are illegal getting rounded up also, but they're being released. Oh, 100% Moon Reaper. 1927 Ethos in the house. Dallas Buzz in the house. Thank you guys for stopping in. Good to see you. Ariel's back. Ariel, thank you for being here. Gavin's major speech was given muted. Was it really? Did he just speak before this lady?
I saw those children when they were being reunited with their parents, the toddlers. They went to see their mothers and their fathers.
Wow, Num. If that's true, those people need to be, they need to have the death penalty against those unions. And there is such a thing as a corporate death penalty, guys. There is such a thing as a corporate death penalty. And you can have a union death penalty. It's called dissolution. It's called dissolve them. Legally dissolve them. If they're supporting these riots and their unions or organizations or nonprofits, they should get the corporate death penalty. They should be dissolved.
the policy of our nation. I'd like to ask you to join me in a prayer.
The Democrat Party needs to be purged? Yeah, no doubt. To stand there and give a 10-minute speech totally muted is so hilarious. Why didn't someone end the stream? Did that really happen? Was it at the same rally right here?
We pray for our city.
All right, as you see there.
Altair, I told you, Altair. I told you, Altair. I've made some changes in my life. I've made some changes in my life for the better. And like I said, I just got done. I got home from work tonight. One of the reasons I started streaming later tonight is because I got home from work tonight. I did an hour and a half long bike ride, did the sauna, went to the gym, did the sauna.
The law. Again,
Came
thanks
home.
to our law enforcement officers.
I'm here. Let's
and
go.
The majority of Angelenos who protested peacefully, the situation was winding down and was concentrated in just a few square blocks downtown. With that,
Lies.
that's not what Donald Trump wanted.
Pure lies.
He again chose escalation.
Really? Donald Trump doesn't want the riots to end in law and order? What a bold-faced lie. Give me a break, Gavin Newsome, you scumbag, new scum.
Women trained for foreign combat, not domestic law enforcement. We honor their service. We honor their bravery. But we do not want our streets militarized by our own armed forces. Not in LA, not in California, not anywhere. We're seeing unmarked cars in school parking lots, kids afraid of attending their own graduation. Trump is pulling a military dragnet all across Los Angeles, well beyond his stated intent.
This is the bike I've got, Altair. It's the Specialized Roll 3.0. It's a hybrid. It's a fitness bike, sort of hybrid. It's got big fat tires. It's good for trail riding. It's $900. I got mine on sale for like $500, $600. So it's a cheap bike, frankly. I mean, but it's the Specialized Roll 3.0. It's a fantastic bike. Dude, check this out. Like last summer, I started biking last summer. I did 800 miles last year on it. So, fantastic bike. Specialized Roll 3.0. Let me see. Let me read chat. Remain in Mexico has been placed since 18. If they're caught, they get sent back to Mexico. The illegals being deported are from Latin and South America. The Mexican flags are not correct. No doubt. No doubt. Lecture back with some energy. Last night before the pepper spray and the bullet, truckloads of face shields arrived. Yeah! Who paid for that? Who paid for that, guess? No, a separate governor's address that no one could hear, not any outlet. That's hilarious, 1927. That is fantastic, dude. Oh, man. Pisco Meltdown when Destiny was forced to call LA an insurrection was amazing. Destiny had to say it with a sad face. Pisco danced around it for 3 hours. Rob, is Pisco still not claiming it's an insurrection, even though, like, by their definition that they applied to January 6th, it absolutely would be? Pisco still, dude. Pisco's so bad, Faith. I can't believe, dude. I can't believe the other thing that kind of surprises me, guess, is like how much these leftists hate Rob. It's like, dude, how do like Pisco and like Destiny's blocked Rob and blacklisted him, and like some of these other people were saying like the most nasty, horrible things to Rob. I'm like, my goodness, like, boy, that tells you that Rob is right over the target, and Rob is dropping bombs right over the target, because that's the only reason the left would be so horrible to him.
Of an orderly in civil society. He's calling for a sitting governor to be arrested for no other reason than to, in his own words.
Yo, Cletus in the house. What up, Cletus? Good to see you. Trump sending the best Marines, 7th Marines. Hell yeah. Let's go. Nope, he won't. Wow. Very cool. I bought a 1988 Trek 1500 road bike several years ago for like $300. Love it. I don't know how anyone can hate Rob. He debates fiercely. He's such a kind dude. He's a good person. He's a nice guy, right, Altair? Frankly, it's like, dude, the same with me, Altair. It's like, I'm very kind. I'm very respectful to people. But, like, when I would debate these leftists, they would just come at me with just acid hate. And I was just sort of like, whoa. It's like, dude, I'm a professional, very respectful, very kind. Like, but these leftists just hate people like me and Rob because we're well-rounded, we're stable, you know what I mean? Like, leftists can't stand that. And especially me, since I'm an open Christian.
Founding fathers, three co-equal branches of government. Independent, or no longer.
Dude, is now we're getting double audio from Gavin Newsome? Like,
Completely abdicated that responsibility. The rule of law has given way to the rule of dawn.
That's
100%. Founding fathers, they didn't live. Founding fathers, they didn't live. See this kind of moment. See this it's time for all of us to stand. It's time for all of us to stand. Justice Brandeis, in a democracy.
What is going on, dude?
It's not one there I can use.
Agenda Free TV's not even watching it. Like, what the flip? What in the world, dude?
The President Donald Trump activated some of the
Oh, it was just that stream, maybe. I don't know. Good night, man. Good night. What an absolute joke this whole thing is. This is so good politically for Trump. What's insane is these far left radicals. Here's what I think about this. I think that these like truly extremist, truly extreme leftist communists that literally believe that illegal aliens are more important to protect than American citizens, and they truly believe in open borders. They truly believe in we shouldn't have immigration laws, and we should bring in a billion third worlders into America. Like these people, I think they're genuinely like 20-30% of the Democrat Party. I think the other 60-70% of the Democrat Party doesn't know that the Democrat Party has gotten this extreme and radical. And so the more we expose of who these people really are, it's like, dude, look at the BLM and Antifa riots and stuff like that. It's like, I didn't necessarily think that would politically help the Democrats either, of course. So then, who knows what really happened in 2020. But given what happened in 2024, I think it's pretty clear that this kind of stuff politically is not good for Democrats. That's kind of where I'm at. What's up, YouTube viewers? I see you two viewers on YouTube. Thanks for being there. We got 19 on Twitch after only 15 minutes. Man, it's amazing. Here's the thing, guys. I honestly think, like, if I quit the video gaming as much and quit being so lazy and just video gaming all the time, and I actually come high energy and do Twitch streams like this, and I start making YouTube videos even separate from this and stuff, like, I think I can make the biggest, like, comeback as a Twitch politics streamer that you've ever seen in your life. Holy cow! Liberty Twitcher. Boom! There it is! Liberty Twitcher with the tier 3! Holy cow. Thank you, Liberty Twitcher. Thank you so much for the tier 3, man. Holy cow. You guys are awesome. Wow, look at that. I do one. It's my first real stream back. My first real stream back, and we got guests with the primer. We got Liberty Twitcher with the tier 3. Yes, no doubt. Thank you, Liberty Twitcher. Do we have any prime forgetters in the chat? Any prime forgetters? Any primers? I've been watching a lot of Flom, so I'm going to be using some Floms. Holy cow! Guest gets a gifted tier 1 to Operation Madman. Almost starts the hype train. Hype train incoming. Thank you, Guest. Thank you so much. I'd love to talk to Operation Madman. How's she doing? Has anybody seen from her or talked to her? Chrissy Walton of Walmart family supporting the riots with ads and probably those masks since they sell them. Yeah, for sure. Yo, Cletus was a prime forgetter. Cletus was a prime forgetter. I was a prime forgetter. Oh my gosh, I actually have prime forgetters. Thank you, Cletus. Thank you, Cletus. Thank you, guys. Yo, guitar player. Welcome back to you too, guitar player. Welcome back to you too. Welcome to the Real Deal lecture fan streams. Let me keep reading some chats I missed. Wow, DEI at work. For sure, it was tough for me to watch the panels you were on because the leftists were so vile and arrogant. Oh, I know, Altair. Remember that? There'd be like some 18-year punk, and it's like, Dude, I'm a licensed attorney in 3 states. I've been practicing law for over a decade. I'm a partner at the most prestigious law firm in my state. And you're going to, some 18-year-old punk communist is going to sit here and argue with me about legal issues? It was stunning. It was stunning. It's like, what the hell, dude? These people are nuts, man. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Amen. Amen, Cletus. Cold Beer Confessional went full left wing on his. He has TDS because he blames Trump for his crappy lot in life. Say, whoa! Altair with the prime forgetter! Oh no, the streak was broken. I'll take blame for that. I'll take blame for that, Altair. Thank you for the prime forgetter. Oh my gosh, you guys, we got a hype train going? Are you kidding me? Dude, this is insane. I can't believe the success. 22 viewers on Twitch, 3 viewers on YouTube. Let's go YouTube. Let's go YouTube. I'd like to get bigger on YouTube. Yeah, Cold Beer Confessional, guess. Like, I always sort of got a weird sense of Cold Beer Confessional, like not being a conservative deep down. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow! Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even keep up with chat and all the gifts. Holy cow, Dallas Buzz! Guest gifting a tier 1 to BX! Guest gifting subs to all my lady friends on Twitch, BX. Operation Madman, my 2 favorite ladies on Twitch. Thank you, guests. Thank you so much. All right, let me try to read these other chats. Okay, Altair says, speaking of radical, using my last name on social...
No. I'm not giving you feedback on your little BS.
Using my last name on social media accounts finally caught up to me. I had an insane Hamas supporter look up my work and email my boss and a coworker claiming I supported genocide. Even worse, my coworker took it upon herself to use Wayback Machine to dig up old tweets from before I made my Twitter. No, Altair. Did your boss and everybody say, like, you're not fired, right? I was the prime forgetter. Welcome back. She's doing okay. Speak to her on. Oh, nice. Good. Let's effing go, Moon Reaper. A Republican won the governor primary for my state. Could we see a red New Jersey? That'd be amazing. You never know what's possible, right? You never know what is out there right now. In terms of politically possibilities, like I don't put anything back past Republicans winning states like that, especially. Here's the problem, too. Here's something I'm a little bit upset about. Like, the Republican Party has moved more populist, and in doing so, I think it's moved left in sort of the traditional sense. Because Donald Trump particularly saying, like, he won't touch entitlement programs, and like the Republican Party used to talk about, you know, cuts to Medicaid, simply for the sake of cutting Medicaid because that's the right thing to do for a variety of reasons. But now, like when Republicans talk about, you know, cutting Medicaid, they say we want to cut it in order to save it. And so like the Republican Party is changing, and given that the Republican Party is kind of like, you know, fully supportive of the entitlement programs and things like that, it's like, yeah, maybe they could win a state like New Jersey, you know? Holy cow, 3 viewers on YouTube now. I see you 3 viewers on YouTube. Thank you guys for being there. No YouTube chats yet, but we're cool. By the way, I am monetized on Holy cow, are you serious, FighterKiller? Gifting a tier 1 sub to conservative or hype train. Oh, by the way, we call this the scam train. We got a scam train going, guys. We got a scam train. Holy cow, level 3 on the scam train complete. Thank you, FighterKiller. Holy cow, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I stopped going to Cold Beer stream. The TDS was unreal. He went full doghouse. Sad, man. It's weird. Like, what's up with... Dude, here's what I think sort of happened, guess. Here's what I think happened. I think, like, back then, you know, whatever, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, whoever the heck knows, like... I was like the only conservative on Twitch. Remember that? And like I was getting so much attention on Twitch as a conservative because I was the only one. Like I was getting invited on freaking Raj Royale, 30,000 viewers as the conservative. I think a lot of people like Cold Beer and Doghouse saw that and said, "Hey, I'll just fake being a conservative because Lecture Fan's the only one, and I'll get a bunch of exposure just because of that," which they weren't necessarily wrong about. But how dirty and disgusting for Doghouse and for Cold Beer to pretend to be conservatives all that time when deep down they were leftists. Like, have they ever explained that shift and pushed back on the idea that they were just pretending to be conservatives to try to make it big on Twitch because they saw that I was the only conservative and they saw an opportunity? Tell me that doesn't sound like the truth. Even Digital OctaneX in the chat. What's up, Digital? Good to see you. Welcome. Rick Richard in the chat. First time chatter. Welcome, Rick. Holy cow, Cletus gifting a tier 1 sub to Legends Reign. Boom. Legends Reign. Welcome to the ad block if you're here. No more ads for you for 30 days. Not fired. My boss said she needs coaching. And it wasn't her place to look up private stuff, and that he believes we all have free speech. He did say this is just my advice, and said I probably shouldn't share things like that from my personal name, and said it could bring problems for the business. Dude, Altair, I'm so sorry to hear that. Something similar happened to me, actually, Altair. There's actually, so check this out. Digital OctaneX says, even Cali is going back red. If you look at the districts that voted red, it's huge, but Cali is so corrupted. Oh, I think California is 100% a red state, but for, unfortunately, the illegals that got amnesty under Ronald Reagan, right? But for that, dude, California is a red state, man. Guitar player, Medicare overpays Medicare Advantage plans by paying up to $100 billion a year. Eliminate that way, save a lot of money without cutting benefits. Yep. Okay, Rick Richard says our New Jersey primary is different. Here in Ohio, primaries are broken into 2 different voting blocks, where it's Dems, reps for stress, just determining who's the front runner of the party. Those are the 2 names that make. Yeah, Rick, every sort of state has different rules on the primaries and who can vote in them and stuff like that. Cold Beer Confessional's a freaking weirdo. Yeah, he is. And, like, wasn't he, like, begging for money at one point and saying, like, he was going to be homeless unless his Twitch viewers gave him money and stuff? I always thought that was a little bit wrong. And, hold on. Let me respond to, I got something more to say to you, Altair, about what happened to me. But let me, reach this last chats. To YouTube viewers. No chats on YouTube. I and many called them out on their flip-flop riding with Biden. Good. Cold Beer Will does not do research and does not be challenged. I didn't call him out on it. He had to reboot when I called him out on X and YouTube. He acts like a 2-year-old. He still does beg. Oh, no. That's too bad. It's like that, but the fact that a Republican, when you're a, when you're a top 1% earner like I am, I don't have to beg on Twitch. Holy cow! Ariel party up in here with the primer. Ariel, were you a prime forgetter? Ariel, were you actually a prime forgetter or no? Thank you, Ariel. Thank you so much, Ariel, for the primer. Cleta says, I was a Marine in Cali in the 2000s to 2010s. What a great state. Hate that it... Dude, check this out. So I have been reading this book called Cadillac Desert. Dude, this is an insane book. Like, if you guys haven't seen this book, okay, I'm reading this book, and it's an environmentalist book. It's sort of from a left-wing perspective. Holy cow, the hype train is complete. 9 subs and 25 bits. I'll post about it. I'll post on X about that scam train. Holy cow, 5 viewers on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Let's go. First politics stream back and already completed a scam train with 9 subs and 25 bits. Let's go. Dude, anyway, oh, so Altair, I was going to say this too. Let me tell you what happened to me. Okay, so dude, there's this anonymous Montana lawyer. There's a Montana lawyer that knows a lot about me. Who's this? Dude, it's a new person, Prolaw. I'm a totally new person. We're brand new person. Totally different person, Prolo. That's who's here right now. This is Lecture Fan 3.0. Lecture Fan 1.0 was when I used to drink alcohol. Lecture 2.0 was the last 8 years, and now I'm Lecture 3.0. Let's go. So there's this Montana lawyer on Twitter that's anonymous, and I don't know who it is, but this Montana lawyer with this anonymous Twitter account is like obsessed with me. And so, you know, I've done some high profile lawsuits in Montana for, you know, I represented the Montana Secretary of State in the voter ID lawsuit, you know, went to trial on it. There was a story in the Billings Gazette that was complaining about how much my law firm charged the state for that case, and it was BS and whatever. And but he has tweeted, like, this anonymous Montana lawyer Twitter account has like tweeted at me a whole bunch and stuff like this. Well, here's what happened, okay? So Montana's legislature recently, during this last session, passed a law creating Indigenous Peoples Day on Columbus Day. And I absolutely lost my crap over it. And I went on a tweet storm just like a month ago or 2 months ago. I went on a massive tweet storm, and I made a couple of tweets about Indigenous Peoples Day and Columbus Day and things like that I admit went too far. Well, that anonymous lawyer Twitter account screenshotted my tweets and then tweeted out my real name and my real law firm and said that was trying to attack my firm and saying my firm should fire me and I'm a racist and this is inconsistent with my firm and all this other stuff. And then that somehow got back to a lot of my other partners at the firm, and I started getting contacted by partners at the firm saying, hey man, that really is an inappropriate tweet and you should take that down and stuff like that. So I ended up having to take like one of the tweets down. But I absolutely flipped my crap when some of these partners were I was like, dude, no way. Like, I have free speech. I have, like, the second my law firm, this law firm asks me to stop it with my political commentary, my AM talk radio show, my Twitch stream, my YouTube stream, my X posts, that's the minute I quit this firm and I walk away from this firm. And that's what I told my partners. I said, this firm ever asked me to stop my free speech, I will quit, I will walk out, and of course I'll have another job with another firm in 2 seconds so I can start my own firm. But like, cancel culture's still there, man. Cancel culture is still, Democrats and these leftists and these communists, they still support cancel culture. They still will try to use false allegations of racism and everything else to try to get you fired from your job and get you banned on social media and all this stuff. These people are psychos. All right, let me read chat. The 9th District Court is a sham when it comes to the Second Amendment in Cali. Oh, for sure. Welcome back. You've been missing the state of Cali becoming a failed state. Oh, I know, man. It's been nuts these last 4 or 5 days. Haven't seen 4 Diet Cokes drained in 20 minutes, so changes in the air. Dallas Buzz. The Diet Cokes are the one thing that I'm not going to give up. Diet Coke is one thing I'm not going to give up. Just here, if you guys want to know what my weaknesses are and sort of what changes I've had to make here's what you need to do. Go look at the 7 deadly sins and read through the list of the 7 deadly sins and just assume that I am like horrible on all 7 of the 7 deadly sins. Just that's the assumption you can have. Columbus is an American hero. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. He was an incredible man. Absolutely incredible for numerous different reasons and deserves to be celebrated. Christopher Columbus deserves to be celebrated for numerous reasons. An absolute hero. Yeah, Altair, I think you probably do remember those tweets. Anyone against Columbus Day is a bigot against Italian Americans? Absolutely. Rick says, good luck to you guys in New Jersey. I know the New Jersey 24 election had the largest swing to a Republican in 20 years, so some hope for your state. Man, that's so gross. Sorry that happened to you. Thank you. And Catholics, for that matter. Right on. I'm proud of you on that. Thank you, Altair. I have a lot of influence at the firm, and that's why I was comfortable saying, like, if this law firm ever asks me to stop doing my talk radio show, and dude, check this out, guys. So at the end of June, the Montana Republican Party is having its officers convention in Helena. And I am, number one, I'm an elected precinct captain for my precinct here in my county. And so not only am I a precinct representative in my county party, all the precinct representatives in the county, which make up the county central committee, have elected me as the state committee man, which means I'm on the state central committee. And of course the state central committee sends people to the RNC at the national level to the RNC. But I'm a voting delegate at the upcoming Montana Republican Party officers convention, state convention, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, dude, like, and it's like, as a lawyer, first of all, here's the other it's like, well, I don't want to get too much into specifics about my firm or anything like that, but suffice it to say, it's like, dude, I'm doing statewide talk radio every week. I'm on statewide AM talk radio every single week for an hour a week. I'm doing regularly, maybe a couple of times a month on average. I'm doing 4-hour radio shows. I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm doing Twitch live streams. I'm posting on X. And I'm freaking an elected state committee man for the state Republican Party. And I'm a voting delegate at the state Republican Party convention. It's like, these are good things, right? Like, anybody ought to be like, wow, great job, David. You're doing a great job, David. Keep it up. That ought to be the freaking response. Let's look up my origination numbers, huh? Shall we? Shall we? Let's look up my practice. Let's look it up. Let's compare your practice. All right, I got it. I'm kidding about some of this stuff. I kind of... All right, I'm done with that. Anyway, so this book is insane. I'm reading this book right now, Cadillac Desert, Mark Reisner. Very left-wing book. Basically, this guy's basically opposed to irrigation and basically doesn't think anybody should live in the West. But, dude, the actual history of California from this book and what California did to get their water and stuff is mind-boggling. And I don't know how anybody lives in L.A. after learning the history of California water and water supply, and specifically L.A. and what L.A. has had to do to get their water and what California's consumption of water has done. I don't know how anybody lives in California and then says with a straight face, you know, that they're an environmentalist or a conservationist, if anything. They are destroying the American West by how many people live in California and how much water they're using up and everything else. And bringing in a bunch of illegals to even use up more water out of the Colorado River that they don't have. I mean, Owens Lake, the Owens Lake story is insane, Dallas Buzz. How do you know that story? Dude, LA stole the Owens Valley water. Like, they built like a 250-mile aqueduct and literally drained an entire freaking river and valley and stole their water. I mean, it's insane. Like, these Californians in LA and stuff, like, these are the most grotesque. Like, the history is grotesque. The history of the Democratic Party is grotesque. How does anybody in California, a Democrat in California, sit there with the straight face and say anything other than they're absolutely destroyers and they're bringing down our country and they're bringing down our environment? These California Democrats are the absolute worst of the worst. Holy cow. Man, okay, let me read chat. Proud of you. Thank you, Altair. Since law's so liberal, hive mind. Yes, it is. Guess, absolutely. 90% of lawyers are Democrats, it seems like. Glad you stood your ground. Thank you, Pro. Pizza and rating hair. What did your partner say when you told them you'd quit before you quit standing up for your beliefs? They just said, yeah. They were just like, totally. They're like, yeah, no. Like, they here's the great thing. Here's the great thing, Altair. Like, my firm is totally supportive of it. Like, my firm and my partners, they totally support me. And so there was that one thing where I sort of admitted, and I don't want to even repeat what I had said about Indigenous Peoples Day. And because I sort of admit, it was a bad tweet. So, but like, no, but the great thing is like they fully support me doing everything. Is like they recognize like, dude, I'm on statewide talk radio. I have better name ID in this state than a lot of our statewide elected officials. Like, it's a positive thing. Like, for me to be this public and this involved. And oh, here's the other thing I just did. The county Republican Party just had its biggest fundraiser dinner of the entire year. It's called the Lincoln Reagan Day dinner. Raised a whole bunch of money. But I was the MC. I was the MC for that. So I was literally the MC for a big gala banquet dinner where we actually had Nick Adams. Nick Adams spoke, actually. And so I was the MC for that. So I was up on the mic in front of, 200, 300 of our donors to the Republican Party. It's like, dude, if you want to talk about like marketing and like marketing for a lawyer, it's like, what possibly better way to make a name for yourself as a lawyer, to get into the community, to become known, to market yourself, and to so when people say, hey, I need a lawyer. Oh, who do I know any? Oh yeah, lecture fan. It's like, there couldn't be a possibly better. I'm more involved in the community and did more. It's like, no, we don't want you doing it. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So like, it's awesome. Everything's good. My firm, I love the firm. They totally support it. We're all good. That debate where Pisco called you a bad lawyer. Yeah. Funny. If this was a coastal big law firm, they wouldn't even have this conversation with you. They'd just find a way to get rid of you. Do you really think, pro-law? You really think, like, if they knew that I was like a conservative pro-law, you really think they would, even if I'm like the MC for big Republican dinners and I'm on the state Republican Central meeting, I'm on statewide talk radio on 25 radio stations, you really think a big law firm would be like, no, we're getting rid of you? Really? Because that seems to me like to be potentially a good way to market the firm and to generate cases and whatever, I hear billboards are pretty good. Yeah, if you're an ambulance chaser, billboards are only for ambulance chasers, by the way. If you didn't know. If you see a lawyer on a billboard, they're an ambulance chaser. Got it on the download. How many years did that Dylan Burns bunch call you a paralegal? Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Well, don't convince them to move. What are you doing? Don't convince them to move. Oh, pro the Californians. Yeah. Oh, I know that story, and that's a crazy one. Do you want to see what your stream looks like in VR? Hell yeah, Num. How do you even stream how do you even watch in VR? I didn't even know you could do that. No, it's sad. All our farm country is being killed. Oh, it's bad. Owens Lake is the remnant of a large prehistoric freshwater lake that extended 60 miles up and down the Owen valleys and was over 300 feet deep. Right, Dallas. Right. Vivek spoke at my county's Lincoln dinner. Oh, wow, guitar player. That's a good one. That's a fantastic one. Who was the MC? Who is the MC, guitar player? I think the cancel culture in the big firms is that bad. Yes, they will, because they've gotten rid of other MAGA lawyers at some of the biggest ones. Wow, pro-law. Dude, that's why they're getting frickin' executive orders against them by Trump. It's like
a military dragnet all across Los Angeles, well beyond his stated intent.
Whoa. This is the bike I've got all there. It's the Specialized Roll 3.0. It's a hybrid. It's a fitness bike sort of hybrid. I love how your like hand is like reaching out to like touch the stream. Dude, that's
it's
cool.
Big fat tires. It's good for
for
trail riding.
I'll sub. I love it. I'll like this. Let me like this too. Oh, it's unlisted? Come on. Why is it unlisted? This could go virus. I'm just kidding. That's pretty cool, thanks. Please do not chase ambos. We are tired. Right? Oh, Cletus, are you an ambulance driver or what? There was no MC. Vivek is running for governor. Oh, wow. Okay. That just seems crazy to me, pro-law, that big law firms on the coast would do that because it's not good business, right? Like I don't think that's wise, because here's the other thing that kind of drives me nuts about pro-law, about these big law firms, and frankly even some lawyers at my firm and other firms. They're hardcore Democrat leftists, but they're big firms, and so they're representing insurance companies, they're representing banks, they're representing the biggest corporations in the world, they're representing oil and gas companies, like, but they're doing M&A deals for the richest people on earth, and it's like, and yet you're a Democrat? Huh? Like, it's never made sense to me. And if you're really like a law firm and you're going to get rid of all of your conservative lawyers, like, that is not a smart business move, because guess what? 50% of your clients are conservatives. So, like, it just doesn't make sense. From an actual business perspective. Dude, this is big news. This is great news. Appeals court keeps Trump sweeping tariffs in place for now. Court will hear fast-track oral arguments this summer. Federal Appeals Court Tuesday granted Trump's request to keep the president's tariffs in effect for now, but agreed to fast-track consideration of the case. The Federal Circuit Court of Appeals extended a temporary pause. Huge, huge win for Trump. Let's go. Tariffs in effect. Let's go. That's a good one. He's rebroadcasting. Copyright strike him. Ambulance driver, I'm a paramedic. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Cletus. Michael Jordan said it best kept his political ideas to himself because Dems and Republicans buy his shoes. Yeah, exactly, Guess. Right. Just like Dems and Republicans hire big law firms. They're willing to shoot themselves in the foot if they believed in guns, that is. Right. That's the answer, pro-law, right? Is like they believe that, like, pushing their ideology is more important than good business. And that's the same thing journalists have done, right? Journalists have made the decision that it's more important for them to be leftist activists. It's more important for journalists to do that type of stuff than it is for them to, get clicks or views and stuff like that. They've made that decision because they're ideologues. They're radicals. They take these politics stuff as their religion. He wants to make Ohio like Florida and Texas and not. He wants to make. Oh, you know what? I need to. Actually, let me see if I need throw a DoorDash order in here just for later, because if I go too much later here, I'm not gonna be able to order anything. Mexican pizza sushi. Fancy sushi. Let's go with this. Spicy girl roll. No. You know what I ordered the other day? It was from this like Thai restaurant, and it was like Korean barbecue. It was freaking so good. I wonder Asian secret. Oh, this was okay. Chen's Express. I'm sometimes worried about like ordering on DoorDash because like some of these are not even real restaurants. Should I just get street tacos? Those are dang good. I get those all the time. Teriyaki Madness. Oh man. Maybe I'll do Teriyaki Madness. You guys ever had Teriyaki Madness? Chicken teriyaki bowl. 2 protein bowl. Ooh. I'll do the 2 protein bowl. White rice. Steak teriyaki and chicken teriyaki. Veggies, yes. Make it a combo. No. Need more meat. Wow. Recommended sides. Chicken pot stickers. Chicken roll. I don't need any of that. Recommended desserts. Nah. There we go. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Oop. Side of fried rice? No, I don't need that. Sorry, hold on. I'm just about done here. By the way, I do have Dash Pass because I have the Chase Sapphire preferred credit card and it gives you Dash Pass for free. $5 tip on a $16 order. $22, man. $22 with a $5 tip to get freaking a two protein order of teriyaki madness. That ain't bad. That shit ain't bad. Kind of hard to do in Florida, guitar player says, to take away the state income tax. Texas taxes drilling and tracking and make a ton of money on energy. Florida has a lot of tourists. They collect more from their sales tax. Yeah, that's a good, guitar player. That's a good point. That's a good point. I agree. It is a good goal. Yeah, the Court of Appeals at the U.S. Trade Court cannot have personal cases since they lack standing. Oh, is that right? Okay. You must have read that already. I haven't looked into it. I have maybe 5 large law firms I work with for outside counsel, and so many of the calls, when they start somehow talking about politics or legislation, they just assume you're liberal like them. I find it annoying. Dude, that's super annoying, Pro Law. Man. So, gosh, it's so different, Pro Law. It's like, the way you describe, like, practicing law and being a lawyer on the East Coast and the Northeast is just, it's like, stuff like that. Like, dude, when I talk to my clients, Pro Law, even if they're sort of big companies, if the people are from Montana, like, it's the opposite. They would assume I'm a Republican, and they would talk to me like I'm a Republican. Now, when it's out of state, and I have lots of out of state client contacts, of course, and I think they don't necessarily do that when they're talking to me because they know I'm in Montana. Maybe, I don't know, but it's like it's just so different than how you describe for me. Rudy Giuliani was disbarred. Jenna Ellis got fired, etc. A couple of high-profile examples. Yeah, true. John Drives Cars. What's up, John Drives Cars? Welcome to the stream. Liberty Twitcher, get them carb-free, though. Make the biking effort worth it. Good point. So, wait. So, should I get rid of the, should I not eat the rice? Like, if the steak and the chicken and vegetables has rice, just skip the rice is what you're saying, or what? Prolaw's got a link. Many big law firms shun conservative clients. They denounce Trump for targeting causes he opposes, but they're guilty of the same thing. More than 500 law firms signed a court brief denouncing Trump's orders targeting Perkins Coie and other firms for representing causes that Trump opposes. The brief invokes the Supreme Court's admirable maximum: the courage of attorneys who take on unpopular clients has long made lawyerdom proud. But that courage goes only in one direction. For years, some of America's biggest law firms have been unwilling to represent conservative clients whose beliefs run against the elite liberal consensus. Tossed aside superstar attorneys when they represent conservatives. Former Solicitor General Paul Clement resigned from King & Spalding in 2011 after the firm refused to allow him to defend the Defense of Marriage Act. Wow. In 2022, he was forced out of Kirkland and Ellis for declining to comply with the firm's order to abandon clients whose cases related to the Second Amendment. Todd Blanche, a high-ranking Justice Department official, had to leave Cadwalader to represent Trump in his 24... Wow, dude. Wow. Holy cow, man. I gotta count my blessings, Prolop. Thank you for sharing and explaining it. Just Prolop just makes me feel so just blessed and thankful that I'm in Montana and I'm at the best firm in the state and they are totally cool with me being a conservative. Wow. I didn't realize maybe how lucky and blessed I am. So I'm hoping Wendy's, where I work, switches from seed oils to beef tallow. Dude, that would be awesome, guitar player. Have you heard any rumors about that, or? I always top $10. Oh, you always tip $10. Oh, well, dude, this is like a 3-minute drive, Numb. Bro, like Teriyaki Madness is literally like 5 minutes away from my house. I never give my political opinion in my profession. It's always leftists who try to talk about politics. Wow. No rice, ever. Okay. I wonder if things have changed around the Bush era where people attacked for political choices like they are now. I think, yeah, but not nearly as bad. Rice is my favorite carb. I'm pro-rice. Or at least the burger is seed oil free. I have to hide my beliefs on a daily basis. Man. U.S. and China agree to get trade truce back on track. Newsome leads into L.A. unrest to position himself as a leader of the opposition. Wow, dude. Freaking wow. These people are flipping nuts. These people are nuts.
Now I can spell it out more clearly for you on the screen.
I don't know. I don't really have an interest in watching just crowds walking around. We'll bring up live now, though. Let's see what other... Oh, man. Here's one of my old shorts. Here's the correct opinion to have on Trump DeSantis 2024.
Here's what I say about the Trump versus DeSantis thing. Okay, all else...
I don't even want to play it, man. I'm pretty sure I came across as, like...
Let's continue on with our coverage of some of these protests that are happening all over the country. Now taking you out to Chicago. This brand new shot coming into our newsroom now, where we're now tracking this gathering there in the Windy City. So we do know, according to our partners there at Fox 32 in Chicago, hundreds of people, you can even see this large crowd gathered there, have been taking to the streets in downtown Chicago to protest immigration arrests that have been happening all across the country. So while these protests have been mostly nonviolent, earlier today, there were some brief clashes, I should say, between protesters. Police squad cars have also been vandalized, and one instance where a car did appear to actually drive through the crowd amid these rolling street closures as well. So we do have some footage of that happening. Want to put it up on your screen as well so you can see exactly what they're talking about with our partners there at Fox 32. Let's watch. And you can see it, very scary moments here. This car just driving through this crowd of protesters there in Chicago. So again, this is in response to some of the anti-ICE protests that have been happening all over the country. This one breaking out earlier today in Chicago. We've been watching these shots all day long too, there in the Windy City. So close, man. So many people almost being hit by this maroon car driving through the crowd erratically at this point, it seems. This was during some of those rolling road closures in the city as these protests had broken out into the main part of downtown. You can see folks walking up and striking the car as well as it's driving through this group. Seems as though law enforcement officers were also on the ground there, but slowing down just a number of people, narrowly missing people as this car drove through this crowd. This could have ended very badly as folks are jumping out of the way, out of the vantage point of this car.
Sorry, I forgot what I was
So this happened in Chicago earlier today. Again, another one of those cities where protests have...
Dude, here's the crazy thing, right? So, like, if you're ever in this situation when you're driving through this type of a thing, do not stop. Do not stop driving. Because you know what happens when you stop driving? You get your windows bashed out and you get pulled out of the car and you get beat to death. So if you're ever in this situation, do not stop driving. Do not stop moving forward. Did you see the minivan guy? No.
Seems like people are being detained here as well. If you look at the middle of your screen there, you can see a man who, with his hands behind back, being led by some of those officers.
Oh, Incipiens. You're 100. Incipiens. You said it before I said it. Incipiens in the chat. Thank you, Incipiens. 100% right. Yeah, they're into smashing cars. Exactly. It's dangerous. Your life is at risk. You don't drive to get out of there. Right. Yo, Mike PNW official. What's up, Mike? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. 6 viewers on YouTube, baby. 6 viewers on YouTube. What's up? I see you guys. 6 concurrent viewers on YouTube. Still nothing in the YouTube chat, but 6 viewers on YouTube. Thanks, guys, for being here. Did you see the... No, I didn't see the minivan. Good advice. If only you could carry in Cali. If it was a normal block party, people would get out of the way and let you move your car. Yeah, right. I did see
But again,
are you talking about the guy that was like standing in front of the vehicle and was like backing up, and then he fell down and it looked like he like hit his head, and then the car backed up and like drove around him and kept going? I did see that. That sort of was like where, oh, this must be that. If this is it, then let's see.
You know, utilizing their First Amendment rights.
Whoa.
Yeah, it did get out of control with the overpass on Spring Street, with the CHP vehicles, with the Waymo vehicles, like you said, over in Olvera Street area. But what we're seeing now these are anarchists. These are not law-abiding citizens. These are people that want to cause problems, and they've come into LA to do so.
Wow. And as you're saying that, we're watching somebody who was doing backwards donuts in that intersection. A man driving through without a shirt on with this minivan. Not sure what his intentions were or what's going on there, but this guy's taken off at a high rate of speed. And you know, there's people out in the streets right now. We don't know if he was angry at the protesters or part of the protest. We just don't know. But there's so many people out walking around the streets, law enforcement officers.
Are you 100% on that, Nom? Like, we know that this is joyriding, or that's just sort of your very well educated and informed conclusion?
Other people that
meth is a hell of a drug. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Are out there, and he's putting all of them at risk now.
Liberty Twitcher says on average around 55 people are shot in Chicago each weekend. That's based on recent annual figures from the Chicago Police Department. Most of these shots are black, shot by other blacks. Yeah, black on black crime, right? So put these protests in context. Yeah, true.
With whatever he's doing here, this is just more.
Maybe as a pizza delivery driver. Yeah, DoorDash. He was trying to get his DoorDash tip in.
Craziness.
Funny,
people.
John.
He was doing those backwards donuts in that intersection. Seemingly, it looked to me like he was trying to target somebody. They were.
I love giraffes with the follow. Thank you. I love giraffes.
Throwing things at his vehicle, and it looked as though he was trying to circle around and try to get somebody. I don't know, but what we're seeing now is he has slowed down. I'm not sure exactly where this is. If we could get our locator up from Air 7 just to see what exactly this guy's. It's Olvera Street. It kind of looked like Olvera Street. Well, he's driving around Olvera Street. He's got no shirt on. He's driving that minivan. It just stopped. I don't know if it ran into a bollard there or what, but it just stopped, and now he's backing up.
Mark, I don't know if you could hear me.
Go ahead.
LAPD is aware of this individual, but I'm not sure if they really know what to do. I was going to say he appeared to be trapped in that area with those blockades, and now he's flying down Main Street back to where that blockade is at an extremely high rate of speed, slamming on the brakes now. This is Cesar Chavez and Main Street, and there's so many people just out walking around right now. I don't know if he's going to slow down before he gets to this barricade. You see some people running. We're a little bit blocked right now because we can't see what's going on the other side of that building. So I'm not sure if this guy in the vehicle stopped or if he continued on. Zoom back in, left, Rob. I think that's him right there. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Not him.
No.
So we just kind of saw this out of the corner of our eye, and I'm not sure if this guy is agitated by the protesters or was with the protesters. But then we saw him doing these backwards donuts.
That's a good point, That's a great point, Yeah, if that was his own car, he absolutely would not be doing it that way. That's a great point. Yo, I love drafts. Do you think Trump is perfect? No, I don't. I do not believe any human being is perfect. The only human that was ever perfect was Jesus Christ, who is both fully God and fully human. Trump is subhuman.
And then
got auto-modded there. I love giraffes. You got auto-modded there, but luckily we believe in free speech on this stream. And we got mods like Numb who will allow stuff like that through.
Other individuals started throwing rocks at this vehicle as he continued doing those donuts at high speeds. Now you see a crowd racing to the east, looks like maybe to the west. There he is now. Continuing to drive extremely erratically. I'm really worried that this person is going to drive so fast that he's going to run somebody over because there's just so many pedestrians running around, so many people with their phones out. This guy's already hit multiple things. You see the bumper damage almost hitting that vehicle head on, and people are continuing to throw rocks at him. This is Alameda and Cesar Chavez. I think that guy was trying to go up to the driver's door. More people throwing things at this vehicle. Again, we don't know the connection this vehicle has to this protest, if any, if he was just in the area and got upset.
There has been so
Wow, dude. Wow.
much collateral damage from the raids, the protests, and the violence. For instance, LA's Little Tokyo, a historic immigrant community.
This is nuts, dude.
Has been heavily vandalized.
But as Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes shows us, the turmoil has also created an opportunity to find some common ground.
ICE raids may have lit the fuse, but ICE didn't pay the price. Cars were burned, businesses were looted, and logic disappeared. Case in point, the Japanese-American National Museum.
Our museum is a beacon, is a champion for social justice and civil rights.
It was also one of the places.
Oh my goodness, completely vandalized and assaulted and destroyed, and the owners coming out and saying, we are social justice, we are social justice. Oh my gosh, do these people never learn? How could you say that? Your social justice buddies just vandalized your property, you idiot.
Places hardest hit with graffiti during the protests. Museum board member Bill Fujioka says he's dumbfounded. A museum built on the spot where thousands of Japanese Americans were shipped off to internment camps would be targeted by so-called immigration supporters.
What's happening now is an element has come into this peaceful protest.
Dude, this is like something. This is like the protesters and the rioters and the BLM and the Antifa, which it's the same people, right? This is BLM and Antifa. This is BLM and Antifa. We all know that, right? Every single person on the streets of LA was also on the streets as BLM and Antifa. No dispute there, right? Post. What a banger tweet. What a banger tweet. Oh man. But seriously, it's like, dude, here's what BLM and Antifa did. It's like, okay, this is the thought process. This is the thought process. So why is... Okay. The thought process of these people is, number one, I believe that they're systemic racist and the cops are racist and all cops are racist. Thought two. Therefore, I'm going to go burn down the grocery store that's on my block. That's my favorite grocery store. I'm going to go burn down my own favorite grocery store. That's... You just... What? Yeah, you're dumbfounded if you actually don't know how these people operate.
To just cause destruction, havoc, and with just madness.
But amid all this graffiti and damage comes redemption. This morning, a small group of people who were part of the protest.
Yeah, that's I got a two-parter, part one. Oh, nice, prologue. Okay, awesome. Let me check it out. By the way, JPS in the house. What's up, JPS? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's probably true, Num. That's probably true, Num. But he's essentially saying, Num, even if he doesn't really know fully what social justice is, he's essentially saying, like, I agree with the protesters. Why are they attacking my business? I agree with the protesters. It's like, dude, maybe you shouldn't agree with protesters that are attacking your business. Maybe rethink that one. But that's the way I interpret that comment. Anyways, JPS, thanks for being here. Let me read. Are you going to help with the Marines? Rodney King 2.0. Dude, you know what I heard about that I didn't know about was the rooftop Koreans. Remember does anybody know about the rooftop Koreans from the 92 LA riots or 93 LA riots, whatever it was? I just recently learned about this, how like all the Koreans that own businesses in LA in 92 and 93 or whatever, They all got up on the roofs of their businesses with rifles and guns and protected their businesses. The rooftop Koreans. I just learned about that. Like, good for them. None of the Korean businesses got attacked, I guess, in the 1990s riots. All right, let me check these clips.
Looks like all the cops are...
Okay, first. All right, that's clip 1. Clip 2.
Coverage from AXN News, I gotta say.
Get that one tied up. Bonus ending clip. Okay.
Justin Fons.
Pause. Go back to clip 1 here. The issue isn't the issue. The issue is the revolution. Amen. Amen. Mentally ill. Yeah, these protesters are mentally ill. If your response to thinking that cops are racist is to go down and burn down your favorite business on your block, that's mental illness. Protest by destroying businesses, right? Dallas Buzz says, I remember Baltimore folks were mad because no grocery store would build in their community a year after they burned down too. Yeah. Right. And then they're mad that like all of the stores are shutting down and all of the retail stores are putting all of their goods behind bars and things like that. And it's like, yeah, well, if you didn't want that to happen, maybe you shouldn't have allowed all of this degeneracy and crime to go unpunished. Based rooftop Koreans. Oh, I know, right, Num? It's like, those are some Americans right there. They're not even, I don't even consider them Koreans. If you were a Korean American and you took out a gun and got up on your business's roof and was basically threatening to shoot anybody that tried to riot or loot or burn your business, you're straight up just an American at that point. Just a pure American. Yo, Solomon SK! With the tier 1 resub for 5 months. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you so much, Solomon. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to be here. Good to have you. Thanks for the tier 1. Any Prime forgetters in chat? Any Prime forgetters? Remember, Prime is free. I love the tier 1, though, Solomon. Thanks so much, man. Those Koreans need to come out of retirement. I agree, JPS. Yo, Habemus. What's up, Habemus? Welcome. Habemus Regem. Everyone is brave until the rooftop screaming. Right. Just like everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. These guys didn't F around. Oh, agenda free is so good. Yeah. You wonder why Walmarts are closing? Right. Right. Amazon is going to be the only retail. Sure feels that way. Although, dude, I'm starting to get skeptical about Amazon. I'm not really buying as much on Amazon anymore because apparently all of those goods a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are scam goods. Amazon has like totally lost control over all of like the fraudulent goods that are sold on Amazon. So like I've seen like studies that have come out where it says like 90% of like if you buy supplements on Amazon, it's like there's a good chance it's going to be a fake thing. And it's like, man, it's kind of disturbing what you sort of hear about Amazon these days. All right, let me watch these clips. All right, clip 1.
They're planning to move over. Looks like all the cops are... They're planning to move over by where the gas station where we were. That was a Storm from LA County Unleashed. Follow her on Instagram.
Holy cow, man. That's a lot of cops. Explosions in the background, screaming in the background. Cops saw something, they're moving on something.
You have a brother named Daryl? Bro, you look exactly like somebody I know. Exactly. I thought it was you, but him, but you had a son?
Oh, they're forming a line. Okay. I thought they were forming a line. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay, clip 2.
Coverage from AXN News, I gotta say. You can subscribe.
Oh, so they must have
on YouTube at AXN.
So they must have formed that line and now they're like walking.
News.
Oh damn, they fucked up these cop cars.
No. Oh, people messed up. People damaged the cop cars, I guess. The crowd.
Clip 2 is 20 to 30 minutes later. The cops didn't leave anyone to protect the cars. And then the cars all got, like, rocks thrown at them. And did.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm paying AXN for the stream, but I really appreciate it. It's awesome. Wait, where are we?
That's insane. How stupid is that to leave your vehicles unguarded? Like, oh, here's the bonus clip.
Justin Fons. Also, Peter Poon. Thank you. And also,
dude, are those cops are beating the own? I don't get it. Tires all slashed, they say. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read chat here. Let me read chat. Solomon, USA. Thank you so much, man. Sub hype. Thank you, John. Protest by burning down stores and looting on top of regular stealing. Protest stores closing by spassing stuff because stores racist, doesn't respect your culture. Exactly. Looting stuff you don't need. I've had good luck, but my father got some of those floss picks that were horrible. Was this from last night? Going to be a war zone before you know this is what these bozos want? Right. What evidence? Now the mayor calls for a curfew. Saw that the U.S. riot gear is disappointing. I was watching quite a bit. What's wrong with the U.S. riot gear? I hope those cop cars are recording. Tires slash. I saw that. Tried doing that to a tank. I remember this. They can't leave with the broken window, but then find out the tires were slashed too. Oh, so they're like breaking the window to try to drive off without a windshield. Wow.
Eric Anderson. Thank you.
No looting of the big stores. Correct, Solomon. Correct.
This is AXN News. Incredible footage. Those police were, he said, getting their windshield that had been broken by protesters out so they could drive the car. Oopsie, hold on. I want to post a link to AXN's channel again. Because AXN News does such a good job.
So they broke out
if you want to...
for a bunch of cop cars while they were over there. They came back, they had got to they left their cars unattended. They broke out the glass on this one, so the LAPD's breaking it out so they can drive away, I guess. And they also said they slashed some of the...
Wow, dude. Wow. There must have been at least a dozen cop cars there. Yeah, that was a lot.
Protests the last few days showed up this morning to help clean up the mess left behind, a mess they say they don't support. Susan Chakarl and a handful of demonstrators reached out to the museum and Little Tokyo community leaders looking to right what they say is a wrong that came from the hands of a small group of instigators.
This museum is a testament to when...
Oh, yeah. The people that vandalized the Japanese American Museum are just a small group, but they don't represent the large crowd. Sure.
United States citizens who were Japanese Americans were incarcerated during World War II. Nobody should be touching this building.
Brian Keto runs a Little Tokyo shop that's been in his family for more than 120 years.
This is insane. They're going in. These leftist Democrats are going and destroying a bunch of Japanese museums and Little Tokyo businesses.
He too supports peaceful protests, but wants the demonstrators to stop randomly targeting businesses.
It's really hard.
Oh, we got a YouTube chatter. What's up, Glitter? How into yourself are you to think people want to see you watch thumbnails? Bro, I've got three viewers on YouTube. I've got over 20 viewers on Twitch. What are you talking about, Glitter? I'm not into myself at all. I'm trying to make it as a live streamer and a political commentator, jerk.
To support them when we're getting beat up by them.
But with more demonstrations expected, the hope is that the Little Tokyo community and its famed museum will escape more destruction.
No, I don't think I think this is going to destroy Gavin Newsom's chance. I was talking to some other lawyers that are Democrats, like Democrat lawyers, And even, and of course these are Montanans, right? So take it for what you will. But like, even the Democrats that I've talked to have even said like, yo, Gavin Newsom cannot be the Democrat candidate. He's a San Francisco liberal. He's a California liberal. Like, that's not what's going to win a presidential election right now. And Gavin Newsom was like trying to become more moderate, opposing boys and girls sports, all of that kind of stuff. And then, but now with this coming out fully against America, which is what Newsom is, Governor Newsom has absolutely come out against America. He's against the USA. He hates this country. The only way that you would support open borders and unlimited illegal aliens coming into this country, illiterate third worlders flooding this country, unlimited, billions of new people coming in, you hate this country. That's the only way you could support these rioters, these Democrats, or anything that's going on. The Biden immigration policy, the only justification is you hate America and you want to bring this country to its knees.
The protester cleaning crew today leaving behind this respect.
Yo, Sir Liamson in the YouTube chat. What's up, Sir Liamson? Second Amendment time so we don't get Tiananmen Square at home. Amen, brother. Here's the thing, Sir Liamson. These looters try something like this. These rioters try something like this in a place like Montana. You dang well bet the Second Amendment's going to be involved. That's why this crap doesn't happen in places like Montana.
The museum tarp. Spray paint, a language the instigators should understand.
Please respect the museum because...
Listen here, you little jerk.
I'm cleaning it up today.
In Little Tokyo, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
This is disgusting, dude. Actually attacking innocent Japanese American museums and Little Tokyo stores and businesses, attacking Japanese Americans. These people are evil.
Story now of someone who did what the government told them to do and then were deported. Heartbreaking moments as a father and son were taken into custody after...
How is that heartbreaking when illegal aliens get arrested and deported? That's not heartbreaking. That's heartwarming. It's called saving America, you jerk. All right, I got to stop calling everybody jerks.
Showing up to an immigration appointment in Los Angeles. Federal officials confirm the fourth grader and his...
Holy cow, Grumple's in the house. What's up, Grumple? Thanks for stopping in, Grumple. Good to see you, my man. I'm back, Grumple. I'm back. How you been, Grumple? What's new?
His father were deported. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia has more as we hear that fourth grader and his father from Honduras.
Martir Garcia Benegas and his son Martir Garcia Lara are now living in Honduras.
Holy cow, 8 viewers on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Lecture Fan Stream. The best conservative political commentary on YouTube.
They're living in the same town they left in 2022. Nearly 2 weeks.
Dude, that's awesome, Grumple. Have a little time off in between contracts. Get some stuff done. Heck yeah.
Weeks ago, Benegas says he and his son went to the federal building in downtown Los Angeles for his immigration hearing.
Yo presiento que me van a deportar. Yo no puedo dejar a mi hijo, me lo voy a llevar.
He doesn't even speak English? Are you kidding me? Good. Get deported.
Lo levanté bien de mañanita. Los bañamos y todo.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement detained both of them, separating them for a time. That was on May 29th. They were flown to Houston and then deported to Honduras.
Yo estaba asustada de venir para acá y yo quería que haya estar venida mi hermana.
Benegas says his older son Kevin is living with relatives in Southern California now and attending.
Arrest him! Deport him too!
In college.
Me duele que quedó Kevincito allá. Él ya está grande, pero a mí me duele. Toda mi vida ha estado conmigo.
His younger son was a fourth grader at Torrance Elementary School. Martir Lara says he misses his friends back here in Southern California.
Quiero ver otra vez a mi amigo. Que está toda mi amigo. Y todo mi amigo extraña mucho.
Okay, I just thought of a banger tweet. Here's how I say it. Shocking that these Democrats support bringing in millions of third worlders into millions of illegal aliens into Southern California. given that every extra human in Southern California just amplifies the environmental destruction that is the water consumption of LA. Banger tweet. Banger tweet. Let's go.
Torrance Unified School District tells Eyewitness News they're doing all they can to support the family here. While father and son are starting over back in their native Honduras, Martín Venegas says this about the raids.
Se están portando cruel con la gente ahorita, con las personas están portando. Se miran cosas que no son cosas inhumanas.
Mr. Venegas says he's working with an attorney to secure a visa for his son so he can return to Southern California. Sid Garcia, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd report. I gotta see more of these ABC.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles to stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So
wow, I'm surprised she's admitting that.
Message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Law enforcement will arrest.
Sir Liamson says, surprised they didn't get thrown to El Salvador for showing up for their immigration hearing. Well, I'll tell you this. If Honduras didn't want to take him back, they dang well should send him to El Salvador. Ancient Leprechaun, what's up? Ancient Leprechaun, when did Steve Carroll become an ASL I don't know.
Individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted. Hundreds of officers from police and sheriff departments from across the region and state are working alongside LAPD through a unified command structure. The curfew will be in place tonight from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. I want to thank the governor for his partnership and especially thank our state and local leaders and deputies, officers and deputies who are working tirelessly. So curfew guidance, again, it will begin at 8 p.m. tonight and go until 6 a.m. tomorrow. I will consult with elected leaders and law enforcement officials tomorrow on the continuation of the curfew, but we certainly expect for it to last for several days. The curfew area will be between the 5 freeway and to the 110 and the 10 freeway to where the 110 freeway and 5 freeway merge. You look at the map and you can see that the city of Los Angeles is a massive area, 502 square miles. The area of downtown where the curfew will take place is 1 square mile. I think it is important to point this out, not to minimize the vandalism and violence that has taken place there. It has been significant, but it is extremely important to know that what is happening in this 1 square mile is not affecting the city. Some of the imagery of the protests and the violence gives the appearance as though this is a citywide crisis, and it is not. So everyone must abide by this curfew. Limited exceptions will apply for residents, people traveling to and from work, and credentialed media representatives. With that, I would like to turn it over to Chief Jim McDonnell.
Got to take you live to LA now. This is Karen Bass, the LA mayor. She has just announced a curfew.
In the city of Los Angeles, we will see how long this one lasts. It's a unique situation because some of the demonstrations are dependent on the continued ICE rage, which...
Wow, dude. The curfew is in like 4 minutes and there's massive crowds out?
From Mayor Karen Bass also tonight, she
She talked about the National Guardsmen who are in town protecting federal buildings. She mentioned that there are 100 in downtown Los Angeles surrounding the federal building there and the detention center, and another 100 at the federal building in Westwood. But we heard word of 2,000 to 4,000 National Guardsmen coming to California. So, and she was speaking to the fact that there hasn't been much communication, and she really doesn't understand where everyone is.
She doesn't know.
They are here. Yeah.
They literally don't know where they are. There is some communication, the chief said, between local law enforcement and those elements of the National Guard. But as far as coordination, not much in the way of coordination, and very little, if any, communication with local leaders, both political and civic, regarding what they're going to be doing or anything beyond what they are doing right now, which is guarding those 2 federal properties and guarding or protect.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds here, guys. 2 seconds, just finishing up a meal here.
Members accompanied.
Sir Liamson, is it great again, or do we need Marines and National Guard to a city near you? Sir Liamson, here's the answer to your question. The fact that the Marines and the National Guard are being deployed to Southern California means that, yes, we're great again. America's great again.
You're watching live pictures from Air 7 over downtown LA for day 5 of protests against the ICE raids that began, the federal raids that began last Friday. And we do want to remind you that just minutes away, Governor Gavin Newsome will address Californians about these federal raids. We will be bringing that to you live on our streaming channel.
All right, there's a lot going on. All of this plus 2 brush fires burning right now in Southern California. Evacuation orders and warnings issued there. We have our mind and eyes on those as well. We do thank you for joining us here for Eyewitness News at 6. A lot going on. We will continue our live coverage of Governor Newsome's address. That's coming up on our ABC7 streaming channel. It is set to begin in somewhere around 45 seconds from now or so, perhaps a little.
The 101, that was the site of yet another demonstration today where protesters were able to get on the highway for at least a short time before law enforcement was able to disperse that crowd, arresting some of those members before opening the highway back up. The total arrest count, Gotti, yesterday, around 113. We know the majority of those were for failure to disperse. There is an anticipation that that number today likely going to be in that ballpark. We've seen significantly more law enforcement really throughout this corridor of downtown Los Angeles. I've heard, as I'm sure you have, Gotti, of people asking, well, isn't downtown LA just complete chaos? I would call it concentrated chaos. There are flashpoints that happen over the course of a day, over the course of an evening.
I love how they keep saying, like, oh, no, this is not all the city. It's just limited. It's just limited. I don't care if it's just one little street. When you've got rioter criminals supporting illegal aliens and committing crimes, they need to be stopped. They need to be arrested. And this needs to end. I don't care if it's the entire city or not. Quit covering for them, NBC.
Morgan, I think I can see the intersection that you're talking about here. Just to give everyone a heads up, we are expecting a press conference with Mayor Karen Bass in just a little while. That press conference could touch on the possibility of a curfew down here in Los Angeles. But Liz, you're on the other side of the protest. We can hear the helicopters heading in your direction. So Liz,
how is this live?
This conference could start at any moment. It looks like we've lost Liz. So David Noriega.
p.m. through 6 a.m. in downtown Los Angeles from the 5 freeway, between the 5 freeway to the 110 and between the 10 to the 110-5 freeway merger. Not sure if Grand Park falls between those perimeters. Unclear about that, but assuming hundreds of people show up to Grand Park, it will be interesting to see if people disperse when they are supposed to at 8 p.m.
Indeed, and if they do not, they are subject to arrest if they don't. Curfew very clear. The exceptions to that have been made clear. If you are not working there, if you are not a resident, if you are not a member, a credentialed member of the media, then you cannot be in downtown Los Angeles beginning at 8 p.m. tonight.
And we're just getting word that Governor Newsome's feed, his address they're providing it to us, and unfortunately there are some technical issues. It's not working, so we can't share it with you. If we cannot bring it to you live here on this streaming channel, we will, of course, update you throughout the night on what he had to say to Californians in response to the White House's efforts for the federal raids.
The title of his speech, though, an ominous one, Democracy at a Crossroads. That we do know, basically from the title screen that is up there now. Presumably the governor and the state of California now working, and his staff working on fixing the audio issues that are plaguing this right now. We will bring this to you as soon as we can. We hope to bring it to you in its entirety. If it's not available live to us at the outset, we'll try to get a recording of it and play it to you in its entirety. We don't know how long it's going to be, but we know it's an important address from...
Holy cow, guys. All right. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. I just finished eating, and my energy is gone. If that was not the highest energy 1.5 hour stream you've seen at a lecture fan in about 3 or 4 years, then I don't know what is. So I'm going to end the stream there, guys. Thank you so much for the YouTube viewers. Hey, guys on YouTube, I'm going to be streaming regularly every night going forward. We're doing politics, no more gaming. Thank you, all the nine concurrent viewers on YouTube. That's a record for me. That's a high record for me. Thank you guys on YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. All you guys on Twitch, love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. This is the beginning of a new lecture fan stream. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.